Gamers Table. It is Monday, and we're reviewing Grimoire.
Grimoire is a nice, simple, straightforward magic game.
Grimoires are ancient tomes from which wizards learn their spells. Everything from the simplest cantrips to spells of unspeakable power. Wizards generally use this knowledge to help their fellow adventurers to quest for fame and fortune. But sometimes they turn that power on each other. Grimoire is a game for 2 to 5 players where each round they choose from their book of spells to either help themselves or hinder their opponents, then gain companions or treasure to help them towards victory.
You know, if Sean were here right now, he'd probably shout out, "Silence!"
Yes,
This game shines as a 5-player game. It's so much better with more players.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
That's probably the biggest thing about this game. You want to get the full 5 players. It's going to be so much better if you have 5 players. If you have 3 players, it's an okay game. You know, we've enjoyed playing it with 3, but playing it with the full 5 is the way to go. The heart of this game,
Give me one.
is your spell book.
The Grimoire, if you will.
And on here is your little indicator. This does not indicate the end of the game, but each round you advance this by 1, saying what the maximum level of spell you can cast is. Funny, we just recently reviewed, or are going to review another game about spellcasting. This one's not boring. But the spells, this side tells you what actually happens. This side is just flavor text. Some of these flavor texts really seem like they should apply, but they don't.
Like in the creation, a fee of 1 gold is charged for creating an item worth 1 gold, but there is no charge of gold. That's just on the flavor text side.
Yeah.
You pick your spell. Everyone else picks their spell. You reveal. Turn order's determined. Spells are cast.
When everybody picks their spell, they do it secretly. They put their little bookmark in there saying, "I'm picking this one." Nobody knows. And we all reveal. If you're the only person to pick that, you're going to get your specific number. If more than one person pick that, the people who individually will get their lower numbers, and then the people who are tied will get their numbers. Basically, it sets the order of play.
Order numbers, yeah.
And when these spells go off, makes a big difference. When some numbskull genie from the lamp, giant blue douchebag, throws up silence before you can cast your spells, and I'm doing nothing.
I remember Sean being blue. Anyway.
If he was blue, he would certainly look like Genie from Aladdin.
Probably, yeah.
Hi, Sean.
Yeah, how you doing there, big buddy?
That'll teach you to move away.
The components are really well done. Nice little spell book. It's cool. The different personalities you get really add to the game. You know, the little character cards and stuff. You get your coin. You can go that route, you know, for victory points. But it's 10 coin or 10 personality cards in any one person's possession will end the game, whether you get to the top tier of spell book or not. So the first person to do that most efficiently, you know, or luckily, wins the game. Or will end the game. Whether they win it or not depends on how much victory points they got, obviously. It's, you know, whoever gets 10 of a certain type, either the coins or the personalities,
will trigger the end
of the game.
I think the most difficult part of this game is trying to figure out the player order.
Yeah. Especially with the time
Who's
spell in here.
Swip to that guy goes over
right, there we go. Time and defensive spell, time stop.
Well, there's a lot of cases where there's an actual tie, and at which point whoever was first the last round will go last this round in the case of a tie. So there's a little bit of remembering in that.
There's 2 different time spells in here.
This is a fairly simple game, but I think what this is really good about this game is trying to figure out, okay, what spell do I think they're going to cast? Which is my best spell for me, or do I just want to hinder them?
Mm-hmm. You can watch what they're collecting, especially like you read their cards that are out in front of them, like the Queen. Obviously, I'm going to want coins if I've got the Queen there because it gives me bonus points for the sets and stuff like that. So.
But that particular thing, even if your spell doesn't go off, you draw a quest card. We can't stop you from getting coins.
Yes.
All we can do is try and take the Queen away
try
from
and
you.
Steal it, yeah.
If you have the guy's got a bunch of kings in front and a big pile of victory points, well, the king is worth more victory points depending on how many
Yeah.
Victory
Well, you might
point
not be able
tokens
to
you have.
steal my coins.
You
though.
might not want to let them cast a forbidden spell in order to collect more.
You might not be able to steal my coins out from in front of me, but if you play first, you might take them from the board before I can get them or something like that.
But there's face down cards. We never know for sure if there's a coin out.
It's possible there would be one of the.
So very nice that there is an actual spell book. It's not a little chart that you refer to.
Yeah.
It's a little book that you get with your bookmark.
That's cool.
So you actually can, everybody's looking at what do we? Okay, make sure nobody sees where and I put in my bookmark. I don't want them to know.
Oh, I looked.
Especially when somebody's firing off the silence spell over and over and over.
Sean.
Wrapping up for Grimoire.
It is good. It's fun. I'm going to give this one an 8. Well, I found it pretty easy to learn. It was easy to play. It's quick. It's a great little idea. There's enough variety in it. You can try different strategies. Like Chris said, a little bit of bluffing in it as well. You could take a chance in the face down or take a face up one. Like player order matters. But overall, it's fun and it's quick, which is what I like about it. And I have no problem playing this over and over again. It's a good game.
I give Grimoire an 8. I like the player interaction in this game. This is a lot of fun. It's kind of along the lines of Citadels, but a little less blind douchebaggery.
Yeah.
Where someone just gets hit, not that you intended to. Mind you, the silence does hit everybody.
Yeah. I give Grimoire an 8. The theme of casting magic spells is in there as much because you're flipping through your spell book. Like if you played D&D or any kind of role-playing thing, you're used to the magic using back madly, flipping through a spell book, trying to find the appropriate spell for every occasion. And the characters that you can get are medieval-style characters that you would expect to meet on an adventure. So the theme holds together. And the theme is enough in detail that you couldn't just slap something else on without having to do a lot of work to change the game. Easy to teach? Yeah. Pick a spell. Duh! If you can't do that, perhaps you should go back to Pop-O-Matic Trouble. Fun to play. The more players, the better.
Yeah.
This game is okay with 3 players. With 5 players, it's just such a different thing because there's so many spells going off. And almost every round, somebody's trying to silence people and just stop silencing me!
What's fun about the silence, though, is it keeps people from just taking the easy way out and taking I'm going to grab 2 victory points or 3 victory point spells.
Yeah.
That's what basically silence really stops there. It's just the easy, quick win. Grab those victory points.
Well,
forces people to strategize more.
It's sort of like, ooh, easy victory.
Yeah, well, it
point.
forces people to strategize a bit more.
But it's taking a risk. If someone casts silence, then I'm screwed.
Yeah, but you know what? Curse likes to mess with people. Maybe he's going to reverse the turnover, so the silence will matter. It's fast. It's fun. It's easy to play. It's got some douchebaggery in there, with the catches and the different spells that might cancel out the other guy's spells, reversing the order so the guy who thought he was going to get a spell to go off isn't getting a spell to go off, and the silence is actually affecting the guys over there instead of the guys over there. It's a good, fun game, and it plays so much better with more people. So that's it for this episode of The Gamers Table. Tune in next week for another episode with another review of another game.
Because that's what we do.
Say
Apparently.
it again.
Apparently. Whether someone reverses the order or whatever, everything's happens in the order. Blah 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 blah. Okay, screwed that one up. I just started losing my train of thought. Anyway, Grimorder. Wow, there's gonna be enough of the bloopers here. I don't know.
death per man, 1 giant leap per man.